Greetings everybody, welcome back to the Awesome Lindsay channel. We have one of my favorite people here, Tori. She's our model. So what we're doing right now is we're messing around with a black mist filter, and what it does is kind of diffuse some of this light coming in. I'll explain a little bit more later, but what we got going on right now is an AD 400 Pro with a octabox. This one's like a 32 inch. It's not a deep parabolic, it's just a regular. We have a grid, double diffused, and then we're getting some of the light from the Salt Lake City sign falling on her. And that's our light setup for this location. Come to our second location. I want to use this parking sign in the background and put the diffusion filter over it, so this will kind of haze out. But I have two ideas I'm thinking of. So I'm thinking of having the model stand maybe right here, and that will blur in the background. And there's a white wall behind here which looks pretty nice. She's wearing pink. So and there's this other side of the sign, and there's a blue wall right here which would contrast color-wise nicely with the pink bodysuit she's wearing. My only thoughts is there's a black wall right here, which might be kind of distracting, having a whole load of black. So we're gonna try it both ways. I think I'm gonna go with the white because it's less distracting, but we'll try it both ways. For this first way, I'm using my AD 400 Pro with the same round softbox as before, and this time I've taken the grid off. This space is much bigger than the spot we were just in, so I don't really need to worry much about my light spilling onto my background and affecting that ambient light. And having the grid off lets a little bit more light spill onto the model as well. And here I'm using my 85 1.2 lens. I'm using it throughout the whole shoot, and I have it pretty wide open to get the parking lot sign to blur, and same with the Salt Lake City sign. And through the black mist diffusion filter, that ambient light looks really nice and cinematic. So then I have my light set to a very low power. I'm kind of bad at keeping track of my ratios. I just change the power based on what I see through the preview, but I'm suspecting it was around 1/64 to 1/128 power. And this ensures that the model isn't way brighter than the background. When I move to the opposite side of the parking sign to have that blue wall as my background, everything is basically the same on the key light side, but as I was mentioning, this wall of darkened windows creates a solid black area, and that to me draws my eye too much. To me, solid black in an image can be sometimes just as distracting as solid white. So what I did to counteract this is I pulled out an AD 200 Pro and I put a quarter CTO gel on it, that's color temperature orange, and I shined it on the windows to break up that black. Alright, as we're nearing the end of this video, I kind of wanted to share a noteworthy experience with you guys. So we had a few examples this evening of people driving back by a few times to look or whatever, but this footage right here I'm playing back in real time, just so you can get a sense of the awkwardness. So this car came up and stopped and just sat there for a moment, and I could see the reflection of the windows through my lens, and I just kind of paused for a minute looking at them, and so they turned off their lights. So I took a couple photos. I could still see the reflection. I realized I couldn't frame them out without losing my desired composition. So we just stopped and kind of looked at them for a bit, hoping that they would realize we were waiting on them. But they just sat there and sat there and sat there. Now this is a safe spot with cameras and security that drives by, but it's still very disconcerting having a car just pull up and turn their headlights off and sit there. So finally, after what seemed like a long time to us, they just slowly backed away. Anyway, I thought I would just share that interesting part of the night with y'all. If any of you guys have any interesting stories from your shoots, leave in the comments field. I'd love to hear them. If you guys do have any questions as well, leave those in the comments field. I'll do my best to answer them. And thanks everyone for watching.